Hi everybody, welcome to week 7 of App Design course. I'm Mr. Smith, and this week we're talking about vector and raster images. So what I want to do is just start off in this video by giving you an idea of what I want you to do. So I've realized that my screen capture software doesn't always work very well when I'm showing the emulator from Android Studio. So what I did was use my phone to actually take a video of the behaviors of the modification that we're going to be making this week to that simple image changing application that we made with Android Studio. So if you look over here, these are the 3 Android logos that we had it changing between before, and we're going to create a couple of assets using Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop respectively to add to our applications to make everything run a little bit differently. You can remember last week we used Adobe Cooler and created some color schemes and changed the color scheme of the app, and now we're going to change some of the assets used inside of it to use assets that we're going to create ourselves. So if you read the articles that I wanted you to respond to this week, you saw that vector images are images that are made with mathematical pathways inside of the program, and these are perfectly scalable images. They could be the size of a business card, or the size of a billboard, and you'll get no pixelation, no artifacts in there. So this is one that I made that I'm going to open up in just a second, and I used some star images. Let's see if I have any of those left in my trash can that I can pull out for you. No, I did have some stars over here though somewhere. Let me see if I have them inside of this folder. Yeah, here's one. Okay, so here's an image. If I just open this with preview, this is just a vector image that I made inside of Illustrator, and I made 3 different versions of this star, and I'll put those back in, put that back in here. Okay, and so when I run that, it's going to look like this. So again, I did 3 simple stars, added those into the program, and when I run it, it looks like this. Okay, very simple. Now, the other thing that you're going to do is you're going to take a headshot photo of yourself. So if I open this with preview, there's a simple headshot that I took of myself. And what you're going to do with Photoshop is you're going to remove the background. And when you remove the background, you end up with images like these. Okay, not a very big image because I scaled it down so that I wouldn't have any artifacts or pixelation in it. And I'm going to show you how to remove the background from a photo so you end up with something like that. And then your app ends up looking like this when you run it. Hit the button and it will scale through the different faces that you put in there, okay? So those are the 2 modifications that we're going to make to the Android application that you've worked on. And this is as much about just giving you this little bit of experience using vector-based art programs or asset programs and raster-based programs. And certainly Illustrator and Photoshop are the 2 dominant softwares used for this today. So the easiest way to get Illustrator and Photoshop is to simply go to adobe.com and there's the featured free trial downloads. Just guide yourself through that, get Illustrator and Photoshop, and I think you end up with like 1-month trials, certainly at least a week, but it will take you very little time to create these assets. And in the next videos, I'm going to show you how to go about creating those assets, and then the video after that, I'm going to show you how to put those assets inside of your app.